I want to start this video by just going back to the video I did earlier today. I appreciate the people who understand I was trying to provide a balanced opinion on a man that was fired today, and there's a very, very divisive majority, it would seem, of people who feel either he should go die in a hole or he's a legend. And there doesn't seem to be an in-between. And I personally, do I think he should have been fired? Yeah. Did it have to happen today? No. Could it have happened tomorrow? Yeah. That being said, do I think both sides could have handled it better? Absolutely. Rogers is a company that I think has held. Really, they've played everything bad when it comes to. They got rid of, whether it was Rick Dollywall here in Vancouver, that's just, you're gone. Bob McCowan, who they're like, you're gone, or this. So it's a company that I've seen do this. This is why when people say, hey, you should get a job on Sportsnet. Why in the world? They're firing everybody. I don't want to go there. So yeah, just trying to provide that. And I will say this, the fact that there are people who think I'm leftist, there are people who think I'm on the right wing and that I'm defending everything, means I did my best to keep it as balanced and down the middle as possible. There's not enough of that anymore. There just isn't. And it's too bad, because it takes the discourse we have and just it turns it all into just mush, where everybody's yelling and screaming so much they can't hear what the other person's saying. So I've said it before, I'll say it again, YouTube is just a giant social experiment, and I don't know if it's a success or not. Time will tell. All right, let's talk about hockey, shall we? Now that I'm done, and I don't want to ever discuss the other topic again. I want that to be that. Because this is the hockey channel. This is the hockey guy talking to you people, and as such, I need to talk to you about Arizona and the Coyotes, or the Coyotes and the Capitals. Maybe Arizona and the Coyotes, in that it was a tale of two teams. First period, the shots, the scoring chances were about 6-2 Washington at the 7-minute mark. The Coyotes got a power play. Sorry, that's multiple. I've been spending so much time in the comment section trying to make sure that everybody's not killing each other that it hurt my note-taking, which was good on this game, to be honest, because I would have run out of board. Clayton Keller scores from Hinostroza and Goligoski at 14 minutes and 15 seconds. The Caps got a power play shortly thereafter. Neither team's power play was effective tonight. So it's 1-0 Arizona going into the second. Early in the second, very, very early. It is Fisher from Richardson at 10 seconds. Then it was Grabner at 45 seconds. It's 3-0 Arizona. And the shots were 5-1 for the Coyotes 5 minutes into that period. And you feel like, wow, the Coyotes are going to win in Washington. And I was thinking, how's that going to affect the power rankings board and all that stuff? But before I could really form all these thoughts, while still policing everything, Kuznetsov from Vrana and Wilson happens at 8 minutes and 47 seconds. It makes it a 2-goal game. But the Capitals are known for making comebacks. So going into the third period down 3-1, they got to be thinking back and going, well, we were down 5-1 for Vancouver at one point. It was 5-2 after 2. We can do 3-1. And early on, it shows that they can. Kuznetsov from Kempny at 2 minutes and 23 seconds made the game closer, and they did their best to make it tied. And once they pulled the goalie with 2 minutes left, that's your only question. Do they tie it, or does Arizona get that empty net? Arizona didn't get the empty net. Oshie scored from Ovechkin and Karlsson at 18:44, and it gets kind of awkward. Capitals fans figured it was Kuznetsov's goal, and they threw hats on the ice. It was Oshie's, and I hope Oshie went to every single fan after the game and returned all their hats. That doesn't happen, but it'd be funny if they expected them to. They just hand them all these hats and go, listen, TJ, you got to give those back. Those fans threw those hats because they thought it was Kuznetsov's goal. Look how sad he looks. Anyways, so that tied it up with 1 minute and 16 seconds left. We go into overtime. Oshie scored again. No, he didn't. He was offside. Eller kind of wipes out a little bit, and Oshie ends up offside. So they all celebrate the win. It would have been kind of funny if it was Kuznetsov's goal and they all threw hats on the ice again. And then, nope, that's no goal, and all these hats have got to go back. Everybody leaves hatless from this game. Then nobody scored for the rest of overtime. There were chances both ways, and no one scores. So we go to a shootout, and in the shootout, 2 goals on 2 shots for Arizona. Schmaltz first, then Garland, and that's the winner. So 4-3 is the final. in favor of the Arizona Coyotes. Antti Ranta saves 31 out of 34. Samsonov saved 32 out of 35. Your 3 stars are Kuznetsov, Ranta, and Oshie. Power plays. Arizona 0 for 2. Washington 0 for 3. Shots 13-12 in favor of the Coyotes in the first. 12-9 Coyotes in the second. In the third, Washington 11-6 and Arizona 3-2 in the overtime to make your final shots. 35-34 in favor of Arizona. All right. You ready for this? Ottawa. Yep. The Ottawa Senators in against Carolina. Carolina didn't want to mess around. 44 seconds into this game, it's Foegele from Dzingel, and they put up right there. The Canes are 7-1 when they score first. Make it 8-1. And this is really quite the game. Goal on the first shot, and it was one of those ones that Nilsson thought he had it. Just squirted its way through and just slowly crosses the line. Meanders in. The power play, the Canes got one late. Netchus scored from Gardner and Ullmark at 17:55. So there you go for the Canes. Then the Senators get a power play, which didn't score because it's the Senators' power play. So in the second period, the Senators get another power play. What does Sebastian Aho do? He rewards them with a shorthanded goal against them. At 4:06, so that made it 3-0, and at that point I went, okay, so it's the Detroit game all over again. Fleury then scored from Luosterainen, and Svechnikov at 12:45. Hamilton then scored from Teravainen, and Svechnikov at 16:25. What is it with these names for Carolina? These guys all have really out there names. On the Ottawa side, White from Ennis and Borowiecki at 18:25, and the score's 5-1 after 2. Third period. I didn't waste any time in the third period either. Second period out of 3. Aho scores from Edmondson and Pesce. Goals around that 1 minute mark. That cinched it. That was probably it. Brady Tkachuk then scored from Chabot and Tierney at 9:54 to make it close. No, didn't. I only made it 6-2. And then Carolina does what Carolina does here. They poured on the shots and the goals. Dzingel from Edmondson and Foegele at 13:16. And then the 8th goal, Edmondson from Netchus and Niederreiter at 17:47. So 8-2 is your final. Yes, I had to fish out an extra for tonight. Couldn't go with just 7 goals. They had to get to 8, so I had to get an extra magnet out of the extra stash that I have there. And that's your final score. Nilsson saved 15 out of 19 to celebrate his first star of the week status. Then he gets pulled. Anderson saved 20 out of 24. Mrazek saved 26 out of 28, so nice recovery for Mrazek, whose stats were kind of falling a bit coming into this game. 3 stars, Edmund, Aho, and Foegele. No stars for Ottawa. No argument with that. None. 0. Power plays, Ottawa 0 for 3, Carolina 1 for 3, and the shots favored the Hurricanes the whole way. It just felt like they wanted it more, and maybe for Ottawa, I don't know. It's on the road. They're a completely different team. 12-7 were the shots, Carolina in the first, 12-8 in the second, and the third, 19-13 in favor of the Hurricanes. So your final shots, 43-28 in favor of Carolina. And we still don't know where Carolina's at. We just know that the losing streak they had is bookmarked by embarrassingly great victories they've had. 7-3 over Detroit, and now 8-2 over the Ottawa Senators. And for Sens fans, this has got to be somewhat frustrating because it looks like the team was, getting closer to 500 at 6-9-1, and then they suffer this setback. But, we'll see if that leads over towards the next game as well, or what happens. But tonight we had 2 games, and tomorrow night we have 9. So things get busy tomorrow night, and then this coming Saturday, it's 15, and 5 of them are matinee games. So if you're a fan of watching a lot of hockey, and you have a center ice package, there's 15 games on Saturday. It's going to get busy fast. But for Carolina, we'll see if they can build on this. And for Ottawa, we'll see how that affects them. For the Capitals, their winning streak is over. We'll see how they bounce back from this, but they haven't lost in regulation in 11. And for Arizona, they come out with 2 points out of a situation where they had a 3-goal lead. So, again, it all depends on your perspective, as other topics of the day did as well. And for people who have been decent on that other video, which is kind of blown up, and I knew it would. I warned Yvonne straight up. I said this video is going to probably blow up. Thank you. Again, we don't end up having any kind of reasonable conversations about a lot of things. It would be great if we'd see that change. Do I expect it? No. Is that what I'm hoping for? Yes. So thank you for those who've been part of a reasonable discussion, and to all the others. The passion is seen and it's understood, even if I don't necessarily agree with the views that are held there. So it is the times we live in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.